What's up, guys? Welcome to the GSL Code S. I'm Tasteless, joined with Ro.16. We got a very special night. Actually, day, excuse me. This is a Saturday cast. I'm still not used to doing this in the middle of the day.
No, it's really weird.
We've got an amazing group. Group B, the group of death.
Yeah, the group kind of speaks for itself, and help us spread the word because still people aren't quite used to this. We're doing it all year long. Whenever possible, the Saturday cast will be during the day so that all the fans in North South America can tune in.
All the Americas finally get a time that's good for you guys where you can tune in, in the evening.
Yeah, those greedy Europeans have had it easy for too long.
All those guys from, as they would say it, Europe.
Yeah.
Say it with me, Artosis. Europe. They don't even say their own continent right.
And truthfully, this is... we want to punish them a little bit. So we've moved it around, and they don't get as much GSL as they used to. And, they have to stay up in the middle of the night and feel what you guys have felt for so long.
So this is for our NA guys watching. We hope you have a great night tonight. I know we are. By the way, this is what the round of 8 is looking like so far. We've got TY, Terran, and Stats, Protoss. They're over here on the left side of the bracket. Obviously a chance they could meet again and duke it out one more time before going to the finals.
Well, this is kind of interesting. Like, both these guys, ex-KT players tonight. 2 ex-SKT players will get out, considering the whole group is ex-SKT. This lineup is just so fearsome. That's like basically the best 2 Zergs in the world, the best Terran in the world, and a top 3 or top 4 world Protoss right there in Classic.
It's really difficult to say who's going to get out. If I had to guess, I'd say Dark Innovation.
Yeah.
But frankly, Classic or Sue could make it out, and we really shouldn't be that shocked at it.
Yeah.
The amount of accomplishments that these guys have, if you pull it all together, is insane.
If either Dark or Innovation are even a little bit off, Classic and Sue can absolutely kill them. Yeah. Or if Classic and Sue just have really good days, they can kill them as well. But Dark and Innovation are the best 2 players in the world right now. And I'm sure there's someone who's like, well, actually, there was this online cup the other day, and one of them lost, and now he's not. No, sorry. That's not how the world works. That's not reality. These are the best 2 players in the world right now.
We're going to show a quick video here, and then we're going to get these matches going.
이거 박영 선수 너무 눈치 빨리 챘는데요. 제이크도 올라왔죠. 배를 불려볼까? 우정 싸움 이 타이밍에 나중에 잡아볼까 하다가 막을 수 있는 병력이 없습니다. 얻어맞잖아. 이거 어떡합니까? 아니요, 빈틈이 없고 오히려 상대를 그냥 찍어 누르는데요.
네, 이거 지지!
사실 좀 고민을 많이 했었는데 제가 이번 컨셉이 좀 패밀리이기 때문에 가족 같은 분위기를 원해요. 그래서 그냥 이렇게 오셔가지고 여기 앉으면 돼요.
제가 웬만하면 이제 마음을 돌리려 했는데 레온과 인정이 좀 많이 없어가지고 그냥 가겠습니다.
도영 갈게요.
간다고. 아니 무슨 예고지명이에요, 예고지명.
아니, 너무 화목해서 어떻게 뭐 껴들 수가 없겠는데요.
너무 화목해갖고 이게 가족 애거든요.
레온과 되게 정이 많네요. 이렇게 저를 옆에 앉히고 싶어가지고.
불사조도
살아있어서 맹금충이 소수만 오게 되면 그것까지 들 수 있습니다. 네, 에너지도 아직 많이 남아있죠.
3발 4발 정타 들어가고 있어요.
또 있어요, 에너지.
잊을만 하면 나오네.
또 쓸 수 있죠. 폭풍 한 번 더 남았죠. 2번 더 있습니다. 있을 정도 에너지의 보량이죠.
천상의 폭풍.
다 쓰고 또 집정관으로 활용해주는 플레이.
오늘 이 천폭이 기가 막히게 터지고 있습니다. 다 들어주죠. 모든 스킬 다 씁니다.
정말 안정적인 마무리입니다.
종족의 자랑 김도우.
정말
프로토스 그 자체. 거의 완벽한 모습. 모든 유닛 GG!
뭔가 이렇게 좀 센 애를 뽑고 싶은데 지금 고민 중에 저도 제가 살아야 되나 그냥 분노로 가득 차서 이제 막 신영이를 뽑아야 되나.
안 뽑았으면 좋긴 해요. 도우 형도 나이 찰 만큼 찼는데 이제 재미를 위해서 떨어질 수는 없으니까.
개인적으로 추천을 한번 해주세요. 여기. 알겠어요.
좀 감정적으로 나가려다가 갑자기 신영이 말이 좀 와닿아서.
눈 피합니다. 눈 커졌어요. 여기 아니라고. 나 안 된다고. 여기 아니야. 뽑지 마. 저리가.
서로 대화하고 있거든요.
김동원.
안 보여.
안 보여.
김동원. 같은 나이도 같기 때문에 같이 누가 더 손 안 움직이나 대결 한번 했으면 좋겠고 그 중에 뭐 잘 움직이는 사람이 이기겠죠? 지금 남의 집에 앉아 있는 것 같아서 굉장히 불편하고 일단 제가 뭐 SK 선수를 뽑을 것 같아요.
킬을 면하기 위해서 들어오고 싶다는 얘기를 했는데요.
대퇴전을 최강 자르고 지목해준
이시죠.
이시죠.
거의 앉았어요. 있습니다. 끝장전에서도 조성주.
오, 조성주를?
조성주.
어윤수.
어연수. 이제 들어오는 거 이제
이동경은 딱 중앙을 폭풍함 4개에다가 보이기 상품.
여기서 또 들어가네.
폭풍함과 폭풍이
여기서
보이기
맞으면서
직접 많이 잡히면 안 되는데.
맹독충이
근데
굴러갑니다. 맹독충 굴러가요. 맹독충 굴러가요.
그냥 불량으로.
그래서 이 타락기 와서 공중병력 하나 제거하고
일단 되게 만족스럽고 여기서 이제 안 바뀌었으면 좋겠어요.
죄송합니다 진짜로. 진짜 죄송합니다요. 그리고 사랑하는 거 알죠? 제가 가장 이득을 볼 수 있는 좀 큰 그림을 그려서 좀 오늘만큼은 이기적인 그런 선택을 하겠습니다.
과연 누구를? 김대엽을. 김대엽이에요?
김대엽을 뗐어요?
다른 종가요?
설마 그 소문이?
그 소문이!
김동완
그 소문이! 대박! 와, 자 자리에 좀 착석해 주시고요.
소문이 사실이었네요.
가족 모임을
가족 모임 만들어 들어가서.
네, 근데 이시영 선수 조심해야 돼요. 천막이
조심해야 돼요. 또 터져요. 이번에는 또 녹았습니다. 들어왔다. 이 지뢰 매설에 당했어요.
여전히 감스탑을 잡은 다음에 템포 싸움을 하면 탑 싸서 공격 돌릴 때거든요.
지뢰 하나. 지금 매설한 타이밍.
와, 근데 이게 컨트롤을 어떻게 이렇게 되죠?
그러니까요. 그거 하나 좀.
그 컨트롤을 계속 해주니까 맹독충이 못 붙습니다.
1.4 맞죠? 1.4.
아니, 이거 어떻게 알았지?
시제. 이신영.
구조를 왜 만들었냐면은 사실 저는 이번 시즌 정말 우승을 하고 싶거든요. 우승을 하고 싶은데 그러기 위해서는 16강에서 가장 잘하는 선수들끼리 붙여서 최대한 상위 라운드까지 생각을 해서 올라갔을 때 그나마 좀 편한 상대들을 만나고 싶다라는 생각으로 이렇게 준비를 했고
저는 아직도 태양이의 생각을 모르겠네요. 너무 그림을 크게 그린 게 아닌가
예.
싶네요.
도화지 찢어버릴 거예요?
그냥 8강 못 올 것 같아요.
와!
가족들이 이렇게 모이게 될 줄 몰랐는데 형들이 너무 좋아서 그런지 저한테 욕을 하더라고요.
네, 너무 그러죠.
얼마나
정말
기쁨이야.
좋아해요.
네.
이렇게 너무 가족애가 넘치는 것 같아요.
그렇죠.
All right, we are now going to go to the live interview as we are moments away from starting our first best of 3 in Group B. Let's see what their thoughts are before they start their matches.
전태양 선수가 마무리하면서 오늘 가족
Starting with Dark.
이렇게 BSL 전설은 이번
And we'll be ending this interview with innovation.
이 역대 BSL 중에서도 정말 역대급이라는 평가를 받고 있습니다. 얼마나 역대급인가?
Curious says this is the deadliest group, Group
이번
B.
32강전에서 조 1위로 통과했다는 사실 이 하나만으로 이유가 충분할 것 같은데요.
Each four of the players
4명의 선수들과 이야기
has
나눠보겠습니다.
made their
안녕하세요.
made it out of to the round of 32
저는
first
가족 모임
place.
하게 됐는데 어떻게 기분 좋으세요?
사실 처음에
Going to Dark.
땐 좋았는데
네.
이게 날짜가
You said it's a
다가오고
family reunion tonight. Are you happy about that?
굳이 여기서 만났어야 됐나
네.
따로 만나도 되는데
네.
굳이 여기서 만났어야 되나 싶고
네.
보호 형이 진짜 누구보다 더 열심히 하더라고요 연습을.
아 그래요.
Yes, me and my brothers said we are all here to happy to meet in this tournament, but also we're happy to meet outside the tournament.
선수는 어떤지 들어보겠습니다. 오늘 오셔서 이렇게 이야기하시는 게 이렇게 밝아 보이진 않았거든요. 어떠세요,
All right, let's talk the classic.
예, 지금 굉장히 긴장이 되고
네.
I'm under the impression classic you're not happy with this group. How are you feeling now?
편성됐을 때는
네.
약간 망했다 이 생각이었는데 이제 시간이 이제 연습할수록
I'm good, but after the nominations, I was super frustrated with this group.
뽑아서
네.
굉장히 약간
But now,
분노 때문에
네.
제가 연습을 많이 했어요. 꼭 부수려고.
I think I need to punish Dark tonight.
명으로 한번 부셔보도록 하겠습니다.
He's crossed the
박명호
line,
선수를 부숴버리겠다 이렇게 이야기를 해주셨습니다.
and I'm going to crush it tonight.
그런데 이렇게 김도우 선수도 부숴버리겠다 나오지만 정말 전태양 선수도 대놓고 전쟁이더라고요. 박명호 선수와 김도우 선수의 탈락을 기원하신대요. 이 사방이 적인 부분에 대해서 어떻게 생각하세요?
TY made it to the round of 8. He said that Dark and Innovation are the people that were going. He was hoping to have advanced. What are your thoughts on that? Or excuse me, to be
굉장히
eliminated.
많이 하더라고요. 팀에 있을 때보다
네.
더 많이 하길래 이 형이 진작 이렇게 했으면
네.
I've seen him practice a lot on ladder.
생각했었는데
네.
그래서 일단 경기를 좀 해봐야 될 것 같아요.
아 정말 이렇게 B조는 참 화목한 분위기예요.
Let's see how he pulls out
이런
his
점이
games tonight.
전 같이 팀원 생활을 했을 때 생각도 많이 나셨을 것 같은데, 자 그럼 어윤수 선수와 이신영 선수와도 이야기를 나눠보겠습니다. 자 어윤수 선수는 이번에 좀 빈정도
Let's go talk to Innovation Sue as well.
어떠세요?
Excuse me. How do you feel, Sue?
매우 나쁘긴 했는데
네.
그래도 이제 팀원들이랑 이제 전
I
팀원들이랑
wasn't feeling too good.
기분 좋게 하려고 그런 마음가짐으로 왔어요.
네, 기분 좋게
But since we were
경기하고
teammates in
또
the past,
진출도 해야 할 텐데 다른 분들이
I'm hoping I'm going to have
2위로
good
꼭
games
올라오시길
against these players
바라고
tonight.
계시더라고요. 2위로 꼭 올라오시래요.
TY said he hopes you make it to the next round. What are your thoughts on that?
2위가 가장 이상적인 시나리오긴 한데 또
네.
2위로 가면 태양이랑 하더라고요.
네,
I think making it to the advancing second place to the next round would be ideal.
뭐 이런 얘기 해가지고
네,
또 화나긴 했는데
네.
그래도 가서 제가 좀 해줘야겠네요.
네, 아니 자꾸 사랑한다고 하면서 조를 보내고 자꾸
He also
정태환
wants
선수
to meet in round of 8 against
것도
me.
같은데, 그러면 어윤수 선수의 복수는 그럼 그 다음에 한번 예상을 해보도록
That kind of motivated me.
자 이신영 선수,
네.
자 오늘 누구보다 또 많은 화제가 되고 있어요. 최근에 다 압도적인 스코어로 이긴 적이 있고
So Innovation, you're the hottest
또
player
이렇게
right now.
저그전에 강력한 자신감을 드러내고 계신데 오늘은 컨디션 어떠세요?
Everyone's saying that you're very strong against Zerg. What are your thoughts?
보통인데
네,
제가 윤수 형 방송하는 걸 봤는데
네,
My conditions are okay for tonight, I'd say.
하고 싶은 거랑 또
네.
이제 계획을 많이 짜고 있더라고요.
아 그래요?
그래가지고
네.
But I've heard Sue's got some tricks up his sleeves. If he's eliminated,
아니 벌써 졌을 때를 지금 생각하고 계세요.
I'm hoping I can eliminate him.
아,
He
그럼
apparently has some other plans
이신영
outside of
선수가
StarCraft,
우리
so I'm going to
직접
help him go in that
자,
direction.
그러면 오늘 가장 까다로운 상대로 혹시 생각하는 선수는 누군가요?
당연히
Who do you think is the toughest opponent?
윤수 형이 제일 빡세긴 하지만
네.
개인적으로는
I think Sue might be the toughest one, but
아, 확실히 이 연습을
Personally-
충분히 또 해온 김도
excuse me. Personally, I think Sue is the toughest.
그러니까 그럴 것 같은데요. 자 오늘 많은 분들이 기대하고 있습니다. 과연 누가 올라갈 것인가 저 역시 무척 궁금한데요. 이 선수들의 각오를 들어보도록 하겠습니다. 자 가장 먼저 이신영 선수 먼저
A lot of players are seeing great performance, are expecting great performance from you guys. What do you guys have to say before your match
게임이
starts?
좀 어려워가지고 개인적으로 자신은 별로 없는데 그냥 오늘 편하게 하겠습니다.
아, 그렇군요. 요즘 좀 자신이 없으시다고 합니다. 자 어윤수 선수.
I'm just going to play as I've always planned.
오늘 마음 편하게 하고 왔고 오늘 이 마지막이라는 생각으로 열심히 할 거고
I've emptied my mind
또
tonight.
정월 대보름이잖아요.
네.
그래서
As long as we enter the
나물
games-
먹으면서
Excuse me, once we enter the game, I'm just going to bring my
내가
best.
떨어지더라도 이신영을 이기거든요.
And I'm prayed I'm going to make it to the next round.
꼭 그 목표를 이루도록
And even if I'm eliminated
아,
from the
네.
games,
오늘 어윤수 선수 그
Even if
모습
I'm eliminated tonight, I still want to be able to beat Innovation.
잘 하셔야죠. 각오 들어보겠습니다.
사실 연습을 많이 하긴 했지만 조가 쉽지 않아서 오늘 집중을
I practiced a lot.
이제 열심히 해가지고 꼭 올라갈 수 있도록.
but still my opponents are all very strong.
자,
I
이번에
can't say
시즌
much more than
행사했던
that.
박명우 선수 각오 들어볼까요?
역시 가족애가 좋다는 게
네.
진짜 다 누굴 두들겨 팬다 이런 말들 하는데
네.
저는 좀 즐긴다는 생각으로 왔거든요.
네.
I still love all these guys like family.
좀 즐기다 가겠습니다.
아, 네, 정말 좋습니다.
And I'm gonna all I'm gonna say is I'm gonna enjoy tonight's matches.
한영인데요. 그러면 B조 그 BSL의 경기
And that's going to do it for our interview. Man, I'm so excited to get these games started.
Yeah, this group is just stupid, man. Obviously, Dark and Innovation the favorites, but Classic and Sue would be the favorites of pretty much any other group you could ever imagine, right? So it's going to be a wild night of awesome, awesome games.
Oh, can't wait. I believe it should be Dark Innovation advancing, but I would be pleasantly surprised to see Classic and Sue get out.
Yeah, I'm fine with anyone going up, but like Innovation and Dark are so much the best players in the world right now. Like they're just, what can you say? Like they are dominating. You watch them play and you're like, okay, this guy's just better than everyone else.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And Dark, just an absolutely terrifying Zerg. He doesn't seem to have any real weakness. It
Yeah.
really does appear as though you will have to go in a long game and outmuscle him. And I think the only person who ever could do that is Innovation.
Well, yeah, like
But-
right now, I mean, even in, you know, the thing is, Innovation's been crushing in that Loser Strikes Back, but he only went 7-4 against Dark. And this is after, like, what was it? 9-2 against Sue, 10-1 against Scarlet, 11-0 against Lena.
Right.
Dark takes 4 games out of 11 off of him there in this online competition that the GSL puts on him. So you can see that these are really the 2 guys who can fight against each other. It's madness. In fact, even I am Katowice coming up. It's such an important tournament. Both Classic and Sue fell during the qualifiers, but both Dark and Innovation, bam, right through, no problem.
We are almost there. Taking a closer look at Dark. This guy got 2nd place at the BlizzCon WCS Championships.
Yes.
Losing to Beyond.
And was the #1 by far point leader in WCS Korea last year. Just crushed in Korea last year.
A very scary Zerg player. We saw him really on the rise all the way through 2016.
Yeah.
2015, obviously very dominant, but he's still climbing that ladder.
Well, he's hitting this legendary space.
And I don't know if he's going to be stopped. We've seen some other players, such as Sue, in the same position. Sue, of course, also in our group, but Sue got 1 or 2 steps from the peak of the mountain and never really managed to plant his flag as the greatest player in the world at that time.
Yeah.
I mean, that Sue is an example.
Exactly.
4 times in the finals of GSL Codas and didn't win. Think of it, if he had won those 4 GSLs, he would have been the other MVP.
The ultimate legend.
Yeah.
It's so
maybe even greater than MVP.
So close, too. So close.
So he's trying to make his own. But mark here.
Yeah, but look, Classic, like this guy is a legend himself. This is the win toss. He has 2 top 4s at BlizzCon. He's won tournaments all around the world. That's GSL, SSL, IEM. Like, this guy has done everything. He can beat absolutely everybody. He's absolutely a top 4 Protoss in the world right now. It's hard to say exactly where everyone ranks perfectly.
And one thing that makes him different than a lot of these other players we have, some players only dominant in Korean leagues like GSL, other players dominant in international leagues.
Yeah.
These condensed tournaments where you have to go through game after game after game after game and be a well-rounded player. Classic can kind of do all that.
Yeah, he's got everything. And this guy, like, I mean, he's such a talent. Even in his StarCraft 1 days, I love to bring up that he was a #1 draft pick at the height of StarCraft 1. So, like, everyone has known that this guy is a sick talent, a sick amount of skill within him. And here tonight, it's what a group he has to be in that we're like, I don't think he's going to get out tonight, you know?
It's kind of weird to say. Round of 16, us doubting Classic, but then when you look at this lineup, I guess you really shouldn't be that surprised at all. Game #1 is going to be on Proxima Station. By the way, it's quite packed here in our studio.
One thing, yeah, it's really packed. A lot of people show up quite early as well. One thing I do really want to point out about this match is that Classic has 2 Zergs in the group to prepare for, and then Innovation, who, like, against Terran right now, there's a lot of good all-ins you can use. So I wouldn't be surprised if he is super prepared for this, whereas Dark has to prepare for a Zerg, a Terran, and a Protoss.
That's
all
a
of
good
which are
point.
dangerous. So I think that Classic is going to have some really great PvC prepared for tonight.
As always in a GSL Codas, the winner of this best of 3 goes on to the winners match, the loser the losers. So we're not going to be eliminating anybody until our 4th best of 3 tonight.
No.
These 4 players fighting for those 2 spots that are offered to them in the round of 8, getting that much closer to becoming a champion. This is easily the most competitive GSL Codas we've had.
Yeah.
I love the pantheon of nerd gods in our lineup. And with this group, man, it's going to be a wild afternoon.
Yeah, all these guys potential champions as well.
Yeah.
Except maybe Sue, who only gets 2nd places. But
there's almost like a special place we have to put him in, too, because
no, totally.
nobody really gets that to that point over and over and doesn't quite make it. But in some ways, it's almost more impressive than what some of these other guys have done.
Agreed.
It's wild. Anyways, guys, let's get ready. It's time to begin our first best of 3. It's Dark versus Classic. And today's, still not used to it, today's GSL Codas.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, Tasis.
Yep. In the bottom left, in the blue.
Dark.
And in the upper right, in the red.
Classic.
All right. This is going to be a great match, no doubt. Of course, Proxima Station, this is one of our new maps. It is a 2-player map. It feels like a 4-player map. It is huge. There are so many bases. There's a lot of actually very interesting destructible rocks all around the map that really do change the flow of the map. I love this map in particular. I think that it's a really nice addition to the map pool. And excited to see how they'll play this out. Definitely a decent map for going Sky Toss on.
Certainly.
So we could see something like that.
Staying back, teching up.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see how this game ends up unfolding here. Dark, obviously, after going in second place in WCS, is really hungry to try to win this GSL. And when people ask me, who do I think is going to win, I always have to put Dark in that list.
Yeah, well, I mean, coming into the season, there were really only 2 names I was thinking about, Innovation and Dark. And the thing is, we have other names like Byun, TY, Zest, who actually fell early on, and a few others that you're like, well, I mean, you should be naming these as well. But Dark and Innovation have shown a completely different level. It was like obvious going into IM Gyeonggi that Innovation would end up winning the tournament. Who knocked out Dark? Innovation, round of 4, went to game 5, right? Like, these two, I feel like, have this budding rivalry right now. Sure, we've seen them play before in some good matches already, but like this could be a preview of the finals tonight if they hit each other.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Unless it's in the loser match.
Then it's just our secret unlockable final that we get to see, the alternate reality final.
Both these guys lost all their games tonight. This is like the finals!
So, guys, please do let people know. Even though we've announced a couple times, and I think our regular viewers do know this, a lot of people, especially in North America, might not be aware that you can watch the GSL Code S at a really convenient time for you. And that's the reason why we are getting so many people. So many people are asking us, why would we do it in the middle of the day Saturday? Because we want to have one slot that hits EU and one slot that hits NA. Obviously, it's daytime or nighttime here in Korea, so it works out for us either way.
Yeah.
But we want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to enjoy the GSL.
And they deserve it, Tasteless. So many people have stayed up so late over so many years. Now you only have to do that once a week. By the way, this is a very fast Immortal push, it looks like, from Classic, a build that's not that popular right now, but on this map, the third base leading into it is such a small choke that things like force fields are going to be fantastic. So maybe that's what we're going to see, but he hasn't taken those gases, so it might not be very force field based. And of course, you've got to remember, anything that you plan against Dark, he will know about, because there has never been a game where he didn't get Overlord speed.
Yeah, this is in the Dark playbook. And not every Zerg does this, but he's been doing this for a long time. I feel like he was doing it especially before everybody else in some ways.
Yeah, he's addicted to Overlord speed.
Yeah, and really what that's saying, guys, is that he's fine sacking an Overlord, sacking a little bit of minerals, and maybe sacking some momentum in order to gain intel.
Yeah.
And I think as a Zerg player, that is the best way to play. If you just know, if you're really perfect and you know how to balance the drones and you know... and you know what your rate of expanding. If you just see what they're doing, and all you have to do is make the adjustments, you're playing classic textbook Zerg. Because unless Zerg's doing a crazy rush or all in, which any race can do, unless you're doing that, really what Zerg's role is most of the time is to simply react and grow.
Yeah.
React, respond, grow, get to a certain critical mass, go in there, smash an expansion, or pin the army, something like that.
I mean, it's so... I love how Dark does this. Look at this. He's got his speed overlords. He keeps poking in. He's trying to figure out what's going on. And the thing is, he hasn't seen what this is. I have literally never seen this build order, okay? He has gone for a fast third off of an Immortal and a Prism, and he's going to harass with an Adept, Stalker, and Immortal. This is different.
Yeah, this is a bit curious. I'm wondering what the function of the Adept and the Stalker is. War Prism getting low. He's going to have to back out. About 40% health there on that War Prism. And I don't know if he can actually poke in there. Why would you put a Adept and a Stalker with an Immortal in there?
Okay, so he opened with the Adept, as is normal, and
I guess
the
he got the
Stalker
Stalker
pushed
with the
back
Overlords. So he just was like, those are the units I
he had, yeah. Other than Sentries, right? And he made an Immortal because of the quick Prism. And he has another Immortal and a ton of Sentries, so even though he's taken the third base, I think that this is still basically an Immortal all in.
I feel like when I look at just this War Prism flying around, this is like StarCraft, the Final Fantasy Party version, where we have like the one Immortal, and then we have the Stalker.
He collected party members on the way.
We need a Templar here. We need a Mage in this comp, or it's not going to get that far.
God. Oh, man, Baneling drop already being set up. 2 more drop Overlords on the way. This could actually be for Baneling drops on top of Sentries. Sentries don't kill Overlords very quickly.
And frankly, if you Baneling drop on top of Sentries, it really negates the entire function of the Sentries. Baneling's coming out, only getting 2 probes there. But yeah, this is a great way to play around.
Yeah.
Excuse me. This is a great way to play around.
Yeah, like
the fact that they're going to try to make walls and just zone you out. You just plop your army right on top of them, and everything dies.
Look at this. Now, a lot of Stalkers came in, so with really quick and good micro, he can avoid these sentries being hit most likely. Let's see it, though. Here come the drop Overlords, and he's not targeting them. The Baneling's going to start to drop, but he is splitting up his sentries at least.
Actually, the Baneling's not really connecting ideally there. Some more Banelings do spill in, but there's still plenty of force fields on the ground as obstructions. The Immortal over here on the left and one on the right still doing a lot of damage as the push continues forward. Dark right now making some more Banelings, but I do not believe he has enough. I think Classic may be able to roll Dark over.
He might be able to. Baneling speed about to finish. A ton of Zerglings on the way, but it looks like it might be too slow. Another Warping is going to be coming up here in a moment. Those Banelings have to connect well, and it doesn't look like they will.
More warping in for the time being. It looks like Protoss may still have that critical amount. The 2 Immortals back here doing so much damage.
God.
A few Stalkers and Adept still remain in the front to soak.
He did get the Prism, though, so there's a chance that he can just clean this up. The thing is, has too much damage already been dealt, and I would venture to say yes.
Yeah, and well, he's going to lose his hatchery, not to mention, even with the Warp Prism down, so many workers, 17 of them, in fact, were killed back there.
And all of his units.
And he can keep reinforcing. Losing one production facility is going to be disastrous for the Zerg, and I think just the rate at which he can push forward is going to be too much.
You know, we were talking about it before the game started, and Classic has brought out a build that we have not seen before at all. He's executed it fantastically. It fits the map very well, and it looks like he should be able to take this game. Tasis Dark with his last defenses here, some speed Banes and Lings coming down the ramp, but the splitting of Classic is too strong.
Classic splitting those Adepts like Innovation does Marines against Banelings. Just the Banelings are not able to connect effectively. These Immortals basically unscathed for this entire game. And without them being eliminated, that's going to be it. GG!
Hey.
Well, well, well.
Yeah, that was really strong. That was very well done by Classic. And this is one of the nice things about the group for him, right? He's going up against a Terran and 2 Zergs, so definitely has put a lot of time and effort into figuring out good strategies in this. Now, Dark, he got the quick scout, but I don't think he was really quite ready for this build. Like, he wasn't exactly sure what was going on. The drop came, it didn't do anything, and then he took a 3rd base, and there's a ton of sentries, so he's like, okay, I'll just make Banelings to drop on them, I guess, but that wasn't enough. The splitting of Classic, he had a great cancel on the Warpins from the Prism that could have all died. Like, it was very well executed from Classic. He came super prepared with this strategy. Can't do it twice, though, Tasis. I don't think so.
No, cannot do it twice. It looks like Dark, I would presume, is going to go to a...
I think he's going to the bathroom, yeah. Watch him walk past. He's got that, I got a PP walk. No, I think he's probably going to go in and splash some water in his face, you know, try to, like, regulate his mentality a little bit, because the thing is, he did scout what was coming, but he made maybe the wrong choices about how to hold on against that. And the thing is, even it doesn't matter how much you play StarCraft, if you've literally never seen it, like you've never played against this build before that Classic has just done, and you don't know exactly how he's going to come in and how he's going to move, you're very likely to lose that very first game. You know, it takes a lot of time to prepare something like that for Classic, but it has certainly paid off here.
Classic really kicking ass back there. I don't really think that was a strategy that Dark was expecting. Certainly you and I were not planning on him doing some kind of timing attack like that. It's a big map. Weird ass harass with the Immortal and the Stalker and the Adept. But as you were saying, that's what he had.
Yeah.
He had one Adept out there to kind of poke, and then he had the Stalker to get rid of the Overlord. So why not put him in there,
keep
Zerg a little bit busy.
Yeah, yeah.
And
gives you a little scout, I guess.
In a bit of a weird way, it almost might confuse a Zerg a little bit as well when you see a Stalker and an Adept come out like that.
With an Immortal. It's
with
like,
an Immortal, and you're like,
is this a PvP? What is this set of units in my base? It's
and
like
then,
so weird.
Yeah. But it worked. Now, can Classic do something like that again? maybe. I don't believe that would be the best way to dismantle Dark.
I think that was so map specific, and I think there's a possibility if he plays Proxima later on against Sewer Dark again that we could see that again. But specifically on that map, the third base, it's got this tiny little choke, so you don't need many force fields as we saw.
Very true.
And between those force fields and some swift splitting of all of his units when the Bane drops came in, he did a good job at kind of countering the play that Dark was trying to use.
I would certainly say that the idea of what Dark was trying to do with the Baneling drops was the right idea.
Yeah.
The application of it and how many Banelings he macroed out was not right.
Yeah. The Baneling speed maybe a little bit slow. Maybe the addition of the units was a little bit slow because when the push came, he didn't have that many lings. But it's hard to say, man. I'm sure that he has thought it out and is ready if it happens again.
We are now going into game number 2. Classic with a 1-0 lead against Dark in a fight for the winner's match of the GSL Codex. In the bottom left, in the blue, he is
Dark.
in the bottom right, in the red.
Classic.
Classic feeling really good after that win.
Yeah, I was about to say that. You know, he said in his interview right before we went live, he knows everybody in his group is good. Not sure there's much more to say than that. He's going to just try to do his best. But you take a game off Dark and definitely, not just Dark, but the other two players in this group, Innovation and Sue, are going to look at that and say, wow,
yeah,
he's in better form than we thought.
It opens the group right up, really. She's tired. It's okay.
Excellent.
Wait a minute. She's not listening to the English cast?
How's she going to learn about the strategies?
Oh, my God.
That's basically the dream, though, guys.
Yeah?
Watching StarCraft.
Dream about
Having a girl's head on your shoulder.
Yeah?
That's when you know you made it.
Well, as long as her eyes are open and she's watching.
By the way, it's continuing to fill up here in the studio.
Yeah, no, people keep piling in.
I was really wondering when we did move the time of the broadcast to Saturday in the early afternoon, like, will people come down here? But apparently, yeah.
You know, here's the thing you and I lose track of because we don't have, like, normal schedules of normal people. People have to go to school and they have to go to work, so maybe they're tired to come after that to watch a GSL.
Yeah.
But on the weekend, it's like, yeah, no, this is a great thing to do on a Saturday. You can come down here, get some dinner nearby afterwards, do some shopping, see a movie, something like that. I guess it makes sense for people that don't just, like, play games all day and sleep in and stuff, you know?
Yeah, well, we are definitely on a weird schedule here because we're normally doing night broadcasts. So we're sitting here drinking coffee at night. We get done at, like, 11.
Yeah.
So we're normally pretty wired when we get off work.
So true.
Because your games are just so good. Games are so special. We're trying to build a ladder. I can't believe esports is real.
So, Stargate, much more standard opener here from Classic. No big surprise there. Like, especially on this map, like if you try a force field push, it'll just run around all your force fields. It's just a completely different architecture.
So we have the Adept coming out here with Lings going to Pokken in the front. Now we've seen Dark in many other games just go for an Overlord Scout. Dark is somebody who will always sack a little bit of momentum to get more intel.
Yeah.
He's a very responsive player. And I think you pretty much, all the way out through the early days of StarCraft 1, you pretty much always saw the very, very best Zerg players who were consistent. The ones that just read the opponent and made a few alterations to what they were doing to respond to it, and kept getting bigger and scarier. And I guess the truly, truly great ones also could occasionally do timing attacks, which Dark also does, just to mix it up.
He's definitely a full package Zerg, although we think of him mostly as a macro Zerg. He will mix in absolutely everything. That's almost like the dangerous part of him is that you have to kind of, like, you have to be careful, right? Because if you let him get into a macro mode, you're not going to kill him. Like, he's the best macro Zerg in the world, right?
And those are the worst kind of Zergs to play against. It's the worst feeling to lose to them.
Yeah.
You know, when you just can't leave your base?
They just have
Everybody's
too much.
experienced this where you're like, go out of the map, and then everything gets crushed, and you're like, God damn it.
Yeah.
This is really
I experience
hard.
that every day.
Yeah. No, but I mean, it's tough against Zergs like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
where especially as the Protoss or the Terran for that matter, it's a pretty hopeless feeling.
Look at this. This is kind of a cute little harassment he's doing at this third base. He actually pulled two
Going
Adepts
for the Spore
and waited a long time. Wow, and he flies around this
now he's
Spore. Look at that
heat up the
meta
pool.
Spore placement getting owned.
Yeah.
But he almost killed so many drones here. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Ooh. You lose that Oracle, man. It hurts. But I like this kind of like cute play that we're seeing with these Adepts just sitting there and coming in at funny timings. You're ready for the Adepts at a certain moment. Like, he already has Speedlings and Queens. Two Adepts at this point would die, but he just waits a little longer, then shades them in and kills a few extra drones. Still flying around with the Oracle as well.
Okay. The Adepts are finally picked off. The Oracle is pretty badly bruised. He's going to have to let, at the bare minimum, shields fully regen before he pokes in. But even when it's that low, if you overextend slightly, you will die.
Look at this. The Void Ray and Oracle sneaking their ways down here.
This is pretty cute.
Oh, my gosh.
So he's going to go ahead and blast the Spore?
No, he's just going to hit drones, maybe? Oh, no. Okay. Well, he turned it on, so he has to go after the Spore. It's the only thing it helps against.
Okay, does the Queen have energy?
No, it doesn't have energy. It's been infusing. Injecting, rather. Infusing. It's like transfusion plus injection, infuse. It's been infusing Tasteless. It's been infusing blood cells so that it can run faster.
Well, that strat did not quite work out well. It looked like he was either supposed to target down one thing entirely, but just didn't quite click correctly.
Yeah, like he did not execute that as well as it could have been executed, I think is a clean way to say that. Like, he had an idea there. He did do some damage, but it feels like he could have done a bit more. But still, you know what? He's been harassing the drone line pretty well, and he's teching up well behind this. He's got his third base up. Glaive's on the way. He's already got a Robo out, starting Immortal production now. But couple hatcheries coming up that fourth base. The Infestation Pit is pretty quick here from Dark as well, which I find interesting. One thing that has been popping up a little bit, and I do wonder, and I think Dark might be one of the guys that can show us, is Swarm hosts have snuck their way into this matchup a little bit. They're very good against Archons and Zealots and stuff like that, and High Templars. So there's a possibility we see that. It's something that Lenok has been messing around with a lot, but let's just see. It could just be a quick hive as well.
Okay, the Ling has spotted the Warp Prism, so no element of surprise over here. Banelings and Lings are going to be ready. It looks like it's just going to be Zerglings here. Probably no need to even have Banes at this point. Once again, where that Spore's placed, it's actually been doing a lot of damage to everything that grazes by it.
Yeah, that Spore's a little bit of a hero. I mean, it messed up in the early game.
It's by far the most MVP building of this game.
You think so?
I think so.
What about the main Nexus? It's been like chrono boots and stuff, making probes all game.
But let's not forget Mr. Forge down here making those upgrades. Without him, the whole army would be a little bit weaker.
What if a pylon is like powering all these buildings, plus it gets a gun and shoots down all the Zerglings? Like, I mean, there's a lot of buildings vying for this MVP award.
Well, we'll have to wait until the Esports 2017 Building Awards come out. And Group B.
And we couldn't have even seen those Oracles harass if it wasn't for Mr. Simulator over here that mined half the gas that went into making that Oracle.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Spore has won the Building Award. What do you have to say, Spore? And it just fires at people in the balcony, killing them. Oh, my God. You almost choked. He almost got coffee coming out of his nose.
That was especially funny because it gets plus to biologicals. Those people in the balcony would have no chance, man.
Well, Classic's got a pretty sizable army. Its supply is 149 to 132. Actually, he just got a boost to 161. Yeah. So there may be a little bit of pressure on the Zerg here. Now, will Protoss feel compelled to push out or just take a very stable fourth base? That's going to be up to Classic. And I think that either one is basically fine.
Totally. You can go into the late game in this matchup without any problem, really. And with such fast Adrenal and 2-1 upgrades on these Lings, the thing is, 2-1 is going to be done for Classic around the same time, so he's very much kept up on his upgrades. The one thing that I find unbelievably interesting, Tasteless,
Tosis,
like most interesting in the world, is this Ultralisk Cavern.
Yeah.
Because, like, Ultralisk, last time I heard, they don't do so well against Immortals. And Immortals, you make a lot in this matchup, so...
Well, he does only have 2 in this army right now. He wasn't pumping them out the entire game, so it won't be as bad as if he was just non-stop immortaling. But, you're right. In this phase of the game, if you had 2 Robos, you could pump out Immortals very easily. Oh, nice force fields there.
Yeah.
No good connects for those Banelings. They're now going to have to pull back. It looks like he's going to rotate through. The high ground here, this is going to give him a pretty good reach onto the hatchery.
Ooh, here come those Banelings once again now.
Oh my God.
That
He actually almost trapped that, but the Archon stepped on the force field.
That is like the cost efficiency here of Classic right now is like something to behold for sure. This is so many Lings and Banes. Dark is coming up for a flank. He just can't get through these force fields yet. The Archons being ridiculous as well. What are we even watching?
I don't know if Dark's going to survive this.
Oh my God.
I mean, to be honest, Classic's almost making this look easy. The Adepts shade forward. We have more Banelings out here, but really the placement here, like I said, it looks like innovation with Marines. He's just got that split so good.
Dude,
I don't know if there's that much that Dark can do, and I think we're starting to see the beginning of the end here. That hatchery goes down, and with the Warp Prism still in play, the momentum from Classic is not going to be stopped.
Oh man, Dark still has a decent amount of bases here, but Classic has taken a 4th behind us, still has this very scary army, and these Lings and Banes have just not done anything yet.
Oh my God, insult to injury. Look, he is doing a brilliant job here. The drones have been pulled. I think Dark only has a few more seconds left. An upset already as Classic 2-0 Dark.
Wow.
Wow.
Holy crap. That was some good play.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to hide that smile.
Well, I mean, that was really interesting. Like, that unit comp as well, just massive amounts of Adepts in there. His force fields were so on point, it was scary.
Yeah.
And to funnel in the Banes and then have an Archon there to just wreak havoc upon them, like, that was crazily well done by Classic. That is so hard to do. All of his splitting, his control of his army. I mean, wow. Just wow.
He looked like he was another class compared to Dark. I mean, he pushed in. He had all the right zoning set up.
Yeah.
Just kept the pressure on.
He was joking about his He's joking about his micro.
That shot there looked like a Mario coming out of a pipe or something. We actually sit down sometimes in these casts. There are chairs here.
But yeah, he was joking about his micro a little bit before, but like overall his micro there was just unbelievably good in both the games, splitting up against Banes just nonstop, and yeah, I don't know, that was scary stuff, and now he's in the winner match.
We are going to go to a short break. When we come back, we're going to go to the other side of this group with Innovation against Sue to see who's going to face off against Classic in the winner's match. So stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few minutes.